It was in the summer. It was August. It was about 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It was hot, hot, hot.
We was just watching TV. Something was dripping on the fan, but at the time we didn't know that it was dripping on the fan. I know something kept splashing on me. I was looking around. I thought it was my boyfriend. I thought it because he was talking, and I thought he was spitting on me. So I didn't pay it any mind. And I started smelling something, and he said it smells like death. That's what my boyfriend said. So when he said that, I just laid back on the bed, and when I looked up, it was blood dripping from the ceiling. And it was stink. It was disgusting. It was dripping on the fan, and being that the fan was on, that's what was sprinkling the blood all over the place, because it would hit the fan, and the fan was spinning real on high.
It dripped on my machine. Now I can't
Yeah,
use
his
it
asthma
anymore.
machine. It dripped inside the asthma machine. It was like blood on stuff. It was blood on the curtain. I had to put a bucket there. It was blood in the bucket. I heard somebody say that the man was HIV positive, but I don't know how true that was. The police never said anything about it. Nobody ever said anything. I just heard people around the building talking about it.
It's well known that HIV can remain infectious even when it is outside of the body, for example, in the form of a blood stain. Now, it doesn't survive for very long. It may only be a matter of a day or two. But there are other agents that can survive even longer.
Sandra's neighbor was indeed HIV positive. He also had hepatitis B and tuberculosis. When the police entered the scene, they found the victim's body in an advanced state of decomposition.
In the situation where you have biohazardous liquids dropping onto a fan, which is rotating at high speed, causing aerosolization of the fluid, and you have on the premises an individual who's respiratorily compromised, the person has asthma, this becomes more of a serious hazard.
Sandra's repeated calls to the city government yielded the same response.
I called and told them that I couldn't stay here no more because a man died upstairs and his blood leaked inside my apartment. They told me, well, to get on my knees, get a pair of gloves, get on my knees and clean it. Somebody has to do it.
This is very common. People are forced in situations where they really shouldn't be forced into, and they have no other alternative but to try to clean it up themselves.
I was mad. I said, I'm not cleaning up that. That's nasty. It stinks. Why should I clean up some nasty blood? She said, well, somebody has to do it. That was very rude. I thought it was very disrespectful. You don't even know whether the person had AIDS or what. If it had been her apartment, she wouldn't have cleaned it up. She wouldn't have got on her knees and cleaned it. So why would she tell me to clean it?
Days passed with no relief. The coroner took the skeletal mass that remained, but residual body fluids were sealed with the apartment. Sandra and her family were forced to go back and forth between neighbors.
The smell made us sick, nauseous. That's why we didn't like coming in the house, period. And I had insomnia. I was scared to stay in here. So I would leave the door open because I didn't want it to close. And for some reason, just dead people just give me the creeps.
The odor and health hazard were so extreme, the coroner made an exception for a temporary release of the seal. The landlord notified Ron after hearing him on a radio talk show. Ron's services range anywhere from $600 to $2,000 per job. In this case, the landlord's insurance company paid.
When Ron came in, he was covered from head to toe. He was covered in a suit. Everybody that worked with him, they was covered up, their face was covered up, and I'm here. I have on nothing because it's summer, it's hot, and I'm just out breathing in this nasty, stinking air, and they're covered up and stuff like that. And I'm feeling like, then if they're covering themselves up like that, whatever this man had, they're not going to catch it, but me and my children are.
Sandra returned reluctantly to the apartment. Her sense of well-being there was never the same.